welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another day of palette week. Before we get into anything, I am just having a really bad makeup day. I don't know what happened with my brows today. As I was like doing my eyeshadow, you ever have those days where you're just like doing your makeup and you're like, the more you add, the more you're just like getting upset. I tried, literally if it's not construction, it's loud cars going by. I tried a bunch of new stuff today and it just wasn't my day, but I did run out of time to I don't have time to take my makeup off right now. And then I tried to do something with a scrunchie that didn't match my top, and now we have this like dinky bow. So I also feel like my foundation and body don't match. That's just common practice here on this channel. So please, if this is your first time, it's not usually this bad. Like my wings aren't, I definitely know my wings don't match. One's like this big, the other's this big, one's this way, one's this way. It's a bad day. Bad day. But we're gonna carry forward, and you know what? We all have bad makeup days. This is just how it is. This is how it is on this channel. And if you are not yet subscribed and you have bad makeup days and you are willing to let my bad makeup day go by and not judge me for it, I would love if you would consider subscribing before moving on. But today we're going to be doing the eyeshadow palette wardrobe tag, which was created, I believe, by Charlotte Holdcroft and Morgan Turner. I love eyeshadow palettes, so I couldn't turn down a good eyeshadow palette tag. So today I'm going to be sharing with you which eyeshadow palette I would wear to 11 different occasions. I did add one occasion to my list because we were in the fall. I added the pumpkin patch to my list of places to go because the pumpkin patch is an event in this family. Whether or not my husband agrees with that, that's another story. But if you guys are interested in hearing my answers to the eyeshadow palette wardrobe tag, stay tuned. We already talked about possibly subscribing to my channel, so actually let's just get into the video. Alright you guys, I'm obviously all over the place today. I apologize again if this is your first time to my channel. I'm usually a mess. So maybe this is actually like a genuine representation of who I am, which is fine with me. It's fine. Okay, so the first occasion that we are talking about is a wedding, and I actually got married in a courthouse. I didn't do the white dress. I didn't do it, and I have no regrets, and it's just, you know what? So what I'm getting at is I don't know where my brain is at. I'm still stuck at my vanity, like frustrated with how my makeup's looking. Anyway, so I did this as though I was a guest at a wedding, and my sister was actually supposed to get married this year but pushed it to next year. So it's been a minute since I've been a guest at a wedding even. But the palette that I selected was the Huda Beauty Medium Nude palette. This is what this guy looks like, and for me, when I think of like wedding guest, I think of something that's like soft and romantic, more like mauve or pink toned, and I love me a good mauve tone look. And I feel like this one does pull a little bit more pinks with some of the shimmers. I love this palette, you guys know, and you will see that I love the Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes. I didn't think the gemstone line was very good, but every other palette that I've tried, I have loved. I recently picked up 2 of the new ones that she released. I forget what they're called. Maybe the Haze. I'm really excited about those. So this is the palette that I would choose if I was going to be a guest at a wedding. I really love this palette. I think it's beautiful, and it kind of gives the whole aesthetic of like that soft romantic look that I would be going for if I was a wedding guest. I've been known to dance on tables at weddings, so maybe that's why I'm not getting invited to so many weddings these days. By the way, you guys, I think my list is out of order from the original list, but that's fine. Of occasions is what I'm referring to. Next up is date night. Date nights really never have existed in this here household, and if they do, it's usually like a date between my husband and my daughter. But on the very, very rare occasion that my husband and I do something, just the two of us, it's usually just that we go out to eat together. We do like to travel together, just the two of us. I mean, obviously you travel with your spouse, but anyway, usually we just go to dinner, or back in the day we would go to football games together, and whew, those were the days. But the palette that I have selected is the McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. This bad boy right here One, because I paid an arm and a leg for this, so like naturally I should be getting use out of it. But two, you guys know I love my green shades, and the last time that my husband and I went out together, I wore this palette, so I was like, oh, I'll choose this one. I also love some of these just like more neutral shades too. Like this gold shade is probably one of my favorite golds in my entire collection, but I like to just do these two browns and pop this beautiful green on top and call it a look. And it just, I don't know, I just feel my prettiest when I basically have neutral browns in my crease and then green on my lids. So that's what I went for. All right, next up was girls' night, and it has been a minute since I've done like a legit girls' night. Actually, the last girls' night, oh my gosh, you guys, this happens to me literally every time. I always work when like a girls' outing is planned, and I always show up after work, and usually my friends are already like slightly intoxicated. So the last time that we all went out together before COVID happened, it was like February-ish, like right in the beginning of February. And my friends had gone to like a drag brunch, and I was meeting them. They had been drinking for hours before I got to the VFW of all places, but it was like a really classy VFW. Not that VFWs aren't classy, but I feel like they're just known for being more hole in the walls. Well, this was like an upscale VFW, and I show up and I was like, I promised my husband I would be home in like an hour or two, so like I'm just gonna have one drink. And literally within the span of an hour, this always happens to me. I like the memes that are like, oh, I'm here and I'm only gonna have one or two drinks, and then it's like 2 a.m. and you're like passed out drunk on the floor. Well, in the span of like an hour and a half, I had like 2 shots and 2 drinks, because my friends are the worst influences that I love to death. And I was so intoxicated that my husband had to come pick me up, and I was like so intoxicated. So that's a little fun story. Usually when me and the gals go out, we don't get to go out that often together, so it's always a party and always a good time. And it's usually either like we're going out drinking, or we're going out drinking and then we're going to like a country concert, because naturally like there's a lot of drinking already at country concerts. This is always the palette that I wear when the gals and I go out, and this is the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. And I think the reason I love this one so much is because even though it's only a 10-pan eyeshadow palette, you have so many options with this one. So again, I like to just do the neutral browns in the crease, or on the, yeah, in the crease. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear, I don't know what's going on today. My mind is a million places. But I like to do that on the crease, and then pending the occasion, I'll choose a color to pop on the lid, and it's super easy. And I just absolutely love this palette. I know it's limited edition. You can't get it anymore, I don't believe, but I always wear this to girls' night, so it would have felt wrong to give any other answer. Next up, we have to run errands, and for me, running errands is always just such a disaster with my 5-year-old. So usually it's just like I am like full blown like bum, no makeup, like sweatpants, like a baggy shirt, whatever, because I'm just like, I want to get in, I want to get out, whatever. But by the off chance I was able to, like, my husband was staying home with Zoe and I got to like actually legitimately like take time to myself and run errands, I went with the Natasha Denona Mini Nude, because it wouldn't be anything too over the top. It would be like a tinted moisturizer and like a shade or two in the crease. And this one's just so easy. This one's so simple. I like that this one still, I feel like, offers a good amount of versatility, even though like most Natasha Denona Minis, you just have your 2 matte shades, but I just like the mix of shimmers on here. And this one right here is like almost like a duochrome shade. Like it pulls that green that I love in the right light, or paired with the right shadows. So usually if it was running errands, it would probably just be this shade literally in the crease, and that would be it. But definitely my errand palette if I had to choose one. Next up is work, and you guys, usually for work I switch it up, because I'm trying to like pan those eyeshadows, and I just like, I can't be bothered to get stuck in a rut of like using one palette every single day. That's just boring to me, and I like need some versatility in my life. I need options, okay? But for the sake of this video, I decided to go with the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I love this palette. And this just has all the neutral browns that a gal needs for work. And if I was feeling a little bit spicy or a little bit sassy that day, I could pop one of these very, very metallic shimmers on the eyes and be good to go. And if I was feeling extra sassy, I could even use this blue shade Cold Brew on my lash line. Just the obvious choice, you know? All right, you guys, next up we have Vacation, and this one was a really, really tough choice for me. There are so many I could have chosen. I could have selected, is chosen the right word? I could have selected. I'm gonna go with selected. There are so many options I could have selected, and honestly, every time I travel, I swear like a new palette somehow like joins the mix. But the one that I decided to go with is one that usually is in the mix of palettes that I bring with, and it is the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palettes. I love traveling with the Huda Beauty palettes because they're so little, and I usually pack like 3 of them. Honorable mention to Smokey. This is coming up in a later response, but Smokey always comes traveling with me as well. The reason I selected the Coral Obsessions for this one is because normally if I'm traveling, it's usually to somewhere warm, usually to a tropical location, and I just love these shades. You can do such a beautiful, just warm, just like rich tropical look on the lids, or you can just like, I will just take this sometimes in my crease and call it a day. I could put just a shimmer on my lids. You could do like a beautiful sunset eye. This one is just, it actually is really versatile, again, even though you only have the 9 shades, and this one always comes traveling with me. So again, it felt like the natural response. Okay, next up is a birthday party. And I'm actually not big into birthdays. I'm not like, oh my god, I'm turning blah, 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 and the whole month is mine. Although, 2 years ago, when I turned 28, we did go to Vegas, me and my husband, to celebrate. But we also went to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So it was like a 2-for-1. So normally, it's usually a friend's birthday. I'm doing this as if I'm going to a friend's birthday. I'm not doing this as if I'm going to like one of my daughter's friends' birthdays. We're going out. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have a couple of cocktails, you know. That's what we're gonna be doing. And the palette I selected was the ABH Jackie palette because this is another favorite of mine. I absolutely love this palette. You guys know I talk about this palette so much on my channel. This one offers some variety, which I appreciate. So if there's like a theme to the birthday party, which I don't think I've ever gone to like an actual themed birthday party, but if there happened to be one, I have some options within this one. I have this section up here, which is my favorite section. It has the neutral browns and then my favorite pop of green. But if I was feeling, again, a little bit spicy, I could go in with a red. The champagne shades here and like the golds are just beautiful. This palette is so well done. I wish that this was permanent because I just wish that everyone had a chance to own this palette because I just freaking love it so much. I would be devastated if I lost or broke this palette. Like it would ruin my day. Next up we have Graduation, and I don't remember what I wore for high school graduation. I was not into makeup at the time. And then for college graduation, I didn't want to walk for college graduation. I went to the University of Minnesota. I would have been walking with like thousands of people, and I was just like, you know what? Not really about that. So what did we do? Me and my best friend, the day after graduation, we went and got tattoos. We went to a Twins baseball game, and then we went and got really, really intoxicated. So if I were to actually walk at graduation, I would want to be like a little bit classier than I actually acted on my college graduation. So, or like if I was attending someone's graduation, that's what we're going for. I went with another ABH favorite. This is the Soft Glam. Again, you can go soft with this one. You can go super sultry. Maybe if, you know, it was like I was going to the graduation and then we were gonna like really go celebrate later, I could pack the palette with me, go a little bit lighter for the actual graduation, and then for the actual celebration, go a little bit more smoky, a little bit more sultry. You guys know I freaking love this palette as well. When I was selecting my palettes for this tag video, I was like, okay, it's very apparent to me that I love ABH palettes and I love my Huda Obsessions palettes. Speaking of Huda, for the Christmas Day occasion, normally for Christmas Day, we usually do like the matching pajamas, and I don't wear any makeup. Like it's just such a chaotic day in general, and it's just like spent like at home with family, so I just don't feel the need to get all like glitz and glammed up. But if I were to, I did decide to go with the Huda Smoky Obsessions palette, because if we were traveling to someone else's home, like if we were celebrating at my mom's or my in-laws, this would be a really easy one to just pack in a makeup bag and go. And I feel like I love a good cool toned look, which obviously this offers cool toned options, and I feel like this would match any of the pajama sets that we may have selected to wear that year for the matching pajamas. So that's why I decided to go with this. This is one of my favorite palettes in my collection as well. Again, I take this traveling with me all the time because this would have also fit in for like date night. It would fit in for New Year's Eve, which we're about to talk about. This is just a palette that I reach for so often. And this is so hard to find. Like, I don't know if this is getting discontinued or it's just like, I don't know. I can never find this, but I'm like fearful. One of my shades in here is like kind of broken. I've had to like press it back in. I'm just so fearful that I'm gonna have to retire this palette and not be able to replace it. That'll be a really sad day. All right, you guys, for New Year's, I decided to go with something cool toned as well, and I decided to go with the Sultry palette. We never really do much on New Year's. The last 3 New Year's have been super, super underwhelming for me. 3 years ago, I remember I got so sick. I was puking all night, and then I had to call in to work the next day, and I was like, I swear I wasn't out drinking. I don't know if I got food poisoning or what. And then the year after that, I mean, I had like, Zoe was like 3 maybe at the time. So it's like you have a 3-year-old, and then she was 4 last year. It's never that exciting, okay? But if I were to go out, this is the palette that I would choose. This just screams very glam to me. I love a good cool toned smoky eye if I'm like really going all out, and I definitely obviously can get that with this. And the shimmer, you just have so many shimmer options too, so you can kind of match it to maybe whatever outfit. Maybe you have like a little black dress that has more like rose gold sequins or whatever it may be. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I've worn an actual New Year's Eve like going out outfit, but you have like a variety of options for shimmers, so you can try and match your dress as well. So I selected the Sultry for New Year's, and then for the last occasion, the one I'm adding, the Pumpkin Patch or the Apple Orchard or just like a fall event, I'm doing it, and I'm going with the new Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I feel like this is kind of a polarizing palette. Like, I feel like people are really like either love this or like really upset that Too Faced released this, and like I am like the most basic bee of basic bees over here. We talk about it a lot. But I was super happy that they released this. I love my pumpkin spice lattes, and I loved the color story in this palette. I love that you got like your pumpkin spice colors, but you also have like this beautiful mustard, which is very fall. I love that they included like some pinks and cranberry tones along with some browns, but then they did these fun pops of greens as well as these fun pops of purple, which I thought was just a fun twist on the palette. I know that they did the gingerbread and then the gingerbread spicy, and I was very tempted by both of those but didn't actually purchase. So when I saw the teaser, like not videos, the teaser pictures for this, instantly I knew I wanted to get this palette. So I'm very happy to have this. I've used this I believe 3 times now, and I have been very impressed with the quality. I think it's a really, really nice palette. It's up to like the Too Faced standard, and it's in, so it's been a while since I've owned anything from Too Faced that's like in the 16 pan packaging. I think the last one I owned like this was the Peach Perfect, and now they have like a little bit slimmer packaging. It's still a little bit bulky, but I don't mind. And if I was going to the pumpkin patch, you bet your bottom dollar I would definitely be wearing my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. So yeah, all right, you guys, after that, if you made it to the end, wow, like you deserve a gold star because this video was all over the place. Thank you for sticking around to watch this video, and thank you for supporting my channel. I hope that you guys are enjoying palette week so far. As always, if you have any recommendations or videos that you would like to see that are palette themed, I would love if you would leave them in the comments down below. I love hearing content ideas from you guys. I feel like I get some of my best video ideas from you guys, so let me know down below because there will be another palette week before the end of the year. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video, and I will catch you in tomorrow's. Bye!